An A-list star is absolutely losing their minds right now because allegedly there's a bidding war right now in these Hollywood streets for a certain freak-off tape that they actually starred in. There's also new details. This particular person's a he? Who could this be?
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal.
What's up, y'all? Hey, listen, guys, this has been absolutely crazy. More and more information keeps on flying out here, revolving around Diddy and outside of his orbit. Let's just be real. A lot of people are starting to get sucked into this. And a lot of these people, we don't know their names yet, but you know for a fact, a lot of Hollywood stars right now are sleeping with one eye open. In fact, some of them aren't even sleeping at all. But now we got some new information, okay? We already heard from a lawyer. She was on Banfield or News Nation, dropping a huge bombshell saying that there was a tape, a freak-off tape, starring or showing an actual A-list celebrity involved in these activities. Now we're starting to hear some more information because at first we were like, who could it be? Who is it? Is it a girl? Is it a boy? What's going on here? Now we start to hear that this particular person is a he, but also he's freaking out right now because allegedly there's a huge bidding war trying to get their hands. People are trying to get their hands on this alleged tape. Let's get into this article. We got a video we're going to look at from the lawyer as well. Ariel Mitchell Kidd. She comes back onto Banfield's show, getting interviewed by Laura Ingle again. But again, I have to tell you, this is some crazy, crazy stuff. We got to take a look at this. So we already know this A-list star is probably biting their nails, not sleeping much because God forbid if this tape comes out and everyone sees it, it's a wrap. It's a wrap for that person. But I will say this too. This is a crime that was filmed. Okay. Regardless if this was consensual or not, the actual act of the freak offs, the fact that he was being filmed without anybody's knowledge, without his own knowledge, that is illegal. So no matter what, this particular individual being caught on tape doing the sideways samba is not a good thing. Not only just for Diddy because it's illegal, but also this could also tarnish a person's persona, their brand, shoot, their personal life, etc. So let's get into this, okay? So the male A-list celebrity who is subject of an alleged S-tape with Diddy is horrified that the footage is now being shopped around to media outlets. Yes. So apparently he had an opportunity. This particular A-list celebrity had an opportunity to buy this tape. And I guess he didn't buy the tape. But why wouldn't he just buy the tape and get it off the streets? I will say this, though, too, that if this person, whoever has the actual tape, you mean to tell me there aren't copies just laying around, strewn about in these streets right now as we speak? Just think about it. It's easy to make copies. Real talk. But I digress. Okay, but apparently this tape is actually being shopped around. If this is really true, let's be real. If the freak off tape is actually real, this is being shopped around right now. Two members of the star's inner circle told the Post. It's triggering, one of the insiders said. It feels like a betrayal and a violation, and it's causing a lot of issues. It brings up some really disturbing and bad memories. More than one person is hawking the incriminating footage, which shows a man who appears to be Combs having relations with a younger male who appears to be an A-lister. So this video shows Sean Diddy Combs doing the hibbity-dibbity with this particular younger male A-list celebrity, guys. Okay? Both of their faces are clearly visible in the footage. Can't deny it. It's definitely Diddy, and it's definitely this other person doing something carnal, okay? Of the carnal nature, okay? It's a total nightmare, said the insider. He feels like he was victimized years ago, and now he's being victimized yet again. If this footage gets out, it will follow him for life. That is very true. and it will be on the internet forever. Yes, that's very true, because the internet is forever, ever, forever, ever, forever, ever. Let's not forget that. A second source close to the celebrity told the Post that he is, quote unquote, trying to ignore the chatter about the video. There's not much he can do about it. If there was a video taken without his knowledge, that somehow gets out. So all he can do is pray. He's praying that this all goes away. What's interesting about this is, so all he can do is pray. Praying. There have been a lot of celebrities that have found God in the recent years, so on and so forth. I'll let you guys do the math. Who could that possibly be? Also, the other question is, was this celebrity, was he underage when this act was filmed? That's the other question that kind of remains to be put on the table right now. Okay. And like I said, do the math, ladies and germs. Okay. So all he can do is pray. I mean, obviously, I have no proof of anything, but I have my own theories on who this could possibly be. Male, A-lister, as big, if not bigger of a name than Diddy. I mean, you do the math. It makes you wonder, how old was he? How old was he really? Okay. At least one of the people peddling the CD tape has not turned it over to the feds, which I think is absolute trash. Okay. Because instead of them trying to get their own financial gain, try to scoop a bag, make the monies and all that stuff, they should be doing the right thing, which is turning it into the feds. Because if there's a crime that was committed, whether it was because that person is a little, or if that person is actually being filmed without their knowledge, this should be in the hands of the feds, because they filmed, or they have possession of evidence of a crime. That's all I got to say. And again, for me, it's like, why put it out there when it's somebody when they're in the middle doing something intimate? Let's just be real. Okay. Again, if you have that footage, the right thing to do is to not shop it around. But I get it. Everybody out here trying to make a bag, and some people just don't know any better, which is really, really sad in my personal opinion. Okay. Reps and attorneys for Combs and the younger celebrity did not respond to Post for request for a comment. The Post is not naming the A-lister because it's unclear if he's a victim of an S crime or if he was an adult at the time of the footage. Exactly. If this person, here's the other thing too. If this person, whoever it may be, was not of age at the time of the filming, of this footage, then that person, whoever has possession of this footage, has possession of CP. No one should have possession of that type of content. Hand it over to the feds and do the right thing. That's just what I think. Stop trying to scoop a bag, because that gets leaked out here. It goes onto the web, and then people are seeing that kind of stuff. And no one wants to see a crime being committed on camera. Let's keep it real. Not in this kind of fashion. Nah. Okay. An officer with the Department of Homeland Security, who was part of this raid, okay, told the raid of Miami's house, Diddy's Miami house, said that law enforcement agencies believe that Diddy filmed incriminating videos at that mansion, which was allegedly rigged with a bunch of rooms for the hibbity-dibbity that allowed Diddy to record these parties, these types of freak-offs, and even watch them remotely. So he could be in Dubai and get to watch from elsewhere. Okay. So other people could have been, that's wild too, that there could have been other people helping him put together these freak offs while he's in another state, in another country, and he could just be watching those parties and those types of activities happening while he's somewhere else. Imagine that. That's kind of gross too. That's a deep sickness, okay, that he allegedly has. Okay, let's keep it real. But I do have this video I want to share with you guys. Again, this is some crazy stuff, okay? But the fact that this tape actually exists, I really do think that there should be more concern about protecting that particular person. I know everybody has their theories, everybody has their questions, like myself. I got my theories and questions as well, but we need to protect this this footage from getting out there. Give it to the feds, give it to the powers that be, because that's where it matters the most. That's just what I think. Sure, everybody's down for salaciousness, everyone's down for that dirty, but at the same time, if this is a crime that was committed while this person was not of age, we don't need to. I don't want to see it. I don't. Okay, personally. But let's take a listen to what this lawyer said, because remember, all he can do is pray. I feel like that's a little bit of a hint of who they're talking about, who this A-lister is actually, who they're actually talking about. But let's take a look at this video.
I mean, what are you hearing tonight?
I actually received the New York Post article from the person who contacted me to sell the tape. They sent me that article. I was not shocked by what I read in the article. I was hoping that even the client that I contacted would reach out and see and kind of alert that person that this was going on and to possibly help them. The person who has the tape really doesn't want to shop it around. They
Of
really
course
want to
not.
help and give it to wanted to directly sell it to that person, but it seems as if they are going elsewhere.
Now, here's the thing. I didn't mean, of course, not with that. I thought she was talking about the actual celebrity not wanting it out. Of course, the celebrity doesn't want it out here. I think the celebrity would want it in the hands of the feds more than it being out here for the public. And let's be real. If they had a choice, they probably would just take it and burn it, and no one would ever see it ever again. But at the same time, people can always make copies. But at the same time, if this person is sitting there who actually has the possession of the tape, if they're sitting out here going, "Oh, we just want to help out and give the person, give this person the footage," then why not just give them the footage? Like I said, everyone wants to make money. Everybody's trying to go after a quick buck and get their names out there and all that stuff. And there's a bunch of sycophantic individuals out here in this world, but at the same time, they're not doing it right. And then now it's like, oh, we care about this particular person, so that's why we wanted to give it to them, sell it back to them. But no, instead of them doing that, now they're going to the media, which I think could also be a move. Think about this. Maybe it's a move. Hey, we're going to start shopping it to media so that the A-lister goes, listen, how much do you want? That's it could be a move. Showing, hey, I got leverage. I can give it to the media, and then they'll expose this whole thing. Do you want that, Mr. A-lister? I guarantee you don't. So why don't you give me my asking price before I give it to them for much less? That's a possibility. But let's continue.
You know, we know that you've seen the footage. You talked about that last week when you were with us. So, as you know who it is, and I know that you can't tell us who it is for all the reasons, right? But as you know who it is, and as we're moving through this story, and it's starting to really feel like it's unraveling, and you feel bad for the person, and we don't even know who it is. Is there anything more you can tell us about that part of it?
I really do feel bad about the person. Part of the reason that I did come and say something outside of just to protect my own safety, but I wanted to sound the alarm, essentially, ring the dog whistle, if you will, to that person that maybe they should do something about this before it came out. If I was them, I would do something about this. And the only way to do anything is to do the catch and kill. That's the only way to ensure that it doesn't come out. You know, we're taught that God helps those who helps themselves. So if we have a situation where that person does have the opportunity to purchase the video, if I were them, I would absolutely purchase the video.
I agree 110%. Buy the doggone thing and keeps it moving.
Wow. Well, do you think this is going to surface publicly? I mean, are we getting close to that moment?
From what I'm hearing, I think so. I'm hearing whispers that there is at least one major network, possibly two, in a bidding war for that footage. So
Wow.
I believe we're sooner rather than later maybe finding out, unless that person comes and purchases the video themselves, which is really the goal of the people who have the video. They just, at this point, if that person doesn't want to purchase it, then it's going to go on the open market.
Wow. you know,
Like I said, I keep on thinking that this is just a move to try to get the money from the celebrity. But also, hey, if a news network or a media outlet is sitting here saying, hey, we will double that just so we can have it, because we know for a fact everybody and their mama will be flooding to that particular news outlet to see or hear the, get the tea on this situation. But it's dirty work, in my personal opinion. This is dirty work.
we've been hearing that this has been going on in Hollywood for a really long time. This is just the latest, but this is such a big deal, obviously, for all the people that are involved. Even if the sex was consensual, the footage was illegal, being obtained without the subject's knowledge. So
Bingo.
how is this possible? How does the sale and the release of this work legally?
So I think that's the issue here.
Mhm.
After reading a Post article, it seems that if the filming was not, the person was not aware that they were being filmed.
Mhm.
So with that being said, that comes into a secondary issue of if this person was not aware, which is again why the first goal was not to take it to the open market. But then that's an issue for the purchaser who ends up
Mhm.
purchasing the video. That's their legal problem to then overcome, not necessarily the seller's problem.
Right.
Mm.
Well, I've got to ask you, if you were an attorney for this A-lister, how would you handle this? Is there a way to make this go away other than the hush money thing? Is there anything that can be done legally?
It's not a hush money situation. There's a thing of value that is for sale.
Mm.
So in a legal sense, the only way to control it is to have possession of it and to have possession of any and all copies. I saw from the New York Post article that there seems to be more than one person. I don't know who the other person is who purports to have this video. They may just be a copycat who's trying to capitalize off of the publicity and say that they have a copy. Again, I can only be sure of the person that I spoke to and the stills that I saw, and that they do have a copy. But if someone else has a copy, I don't know. I can't attest
Yeah.
to that. However, the only thing to
Mm.
do is to control the situation. And the only way to control it is to have possession of it. And the
Right.
only way to have possession of it is to purchase it. So that's really the only way to ensure this won't see the light of day. A lot of people settle cases, settle things, buy things, do catch and kills every day. This isn't out of the ordinary.
Right.
So if the person is that concerned about this seeing the light of day where they're praying that it goes away, I can certainly tell that person, I hate to say prayer won't work in this situation.
Prayer won't work in this situation. Like I said, this is, and I think it's interesting because we just read in that article saying, oh yeah, he's just praying that it just, will stay in the background, that nobody will ever see this footage. The footage will never see the light of day. And then she says, prayer won't work on this one. You could try to make this pray. You could try to pray this away, but it's not going to go away. This is crazy, guys. So a bidding war is going on out here in these streets. Media outlets are trying to get their hands on this. And I will say this. I get it. Everybody wants the tea. Everybody wants the information. But at the same time, I keep wondering, is this really worth it? Is it? We already got this guy locked up. And if this footage is really footage of a crime, more than just him not having knowledge of this film, of this being actually taped, this can be very, very bad. Okay. And I'm telling you right now, I don't want to see no CP. I'm not interested in seeing that kind of stuff. You can write an article about it and just say, we found footage of such and such person doing this act with this A-list star, and that's it. We don't need to see the footage. If there's a crime committed, we do not. But I also feel bad for any person that's involved in this situation because, again, that person, that celebrity, they have a life. I'm sure they have a family or, whatever. And they have to live with this for the rest of for the remainder of their days. And that's really, really bad too. Of course, I want the truth to come out. I want proof. I want information. But do we really want to see the tapes? I leave that up to you. Me personally, You could just write their name in an article, and that's it. You know, for me at least. You know what I'm saying? Show me the legal documents with their names in it, and that's it. You know, that'll suffice for me. But anyway, guys, that's the video. Comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. What do you think? You know what I mean? Are you know, what do you think about this person who's trying to sell it to media outlets? Do you think this person is a snake, or do you think rightfully so? Sell it, get in while you can get it, right? I leave that up to you. Hit that like button down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Most definitely crush that follow button. It'd be great to have you a part of the Pascal Show family on other platforms. Anyway, guys, it's time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. We'll talk soon. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.